Welcome to Motivational Moment. I'm Coach Rosa Smith-Montanaro. I'm so excited you are spending time with us in this series on mental health awareness. And we're talking about various feelings that are not so fantastic to feel. And the one I'm talking about this week is anxiety and how to help tame that, to give you some tips. And, during job search and career changing, or even starting a business, anxiety is very, very common. And it's just part of the process because we have uncertainty. And if you value knowing what to expect in life, uncertainty usually will increase anxiety. And I have been doing this for 20 years with tens of thousands of people. And I've been with them throughout the whole process where they got laid off all the way to when they landed a job. And my background is in really cool mindset modalities like neurolinguistics programming, clinical hypnosis, thought field therapy, really cool training I have from back in the 90s. So I've worked with a lot of people on anxiety. I understand very well about situational anxiety. I'm not talking about an organic, chemically and induced anxiety where your brain chemistry needs proper treatment. I'm talking about situational anxiety. So if you've lost a job and it's triggering anxiety and it's making you feel out of control. Well, the first thing I want to talk about, I'm going to give you 3 tips. The first thing I'm going to talk about is really being aware of what's triggering the anxiety. You see, what triggers the anxiety is it's part of the recipe of how we do anxiety. And I know sometimes people don't like that term of how we do it, but we are in fact igniting anxiety when we allow ourselves to become triggered. And so one of the triggers, I will share with you one of mine. And a lot of people have this trigger, the news. You turn on the news, they start saying awful things about what's going on in the world. And the next thing you know, you are stressed out and you are nervous and you're afraid. And now you're feeling all this anxiety. And you were fine 10 minutes ago. The news is a trigger. Avoid the trigger for now. Avoid it. Limit your exposure to it. Understand your triggers. Keep a journal so you know what triggers you, because you don't want to engage in the trigger. Because once the trigger is set, now the ball is in motion. Now, one of the next tip I'm giving you is very helpful in avoiding the trigger, and that is being mindful, practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness means being in the moment. Mindfulness means breathing deeply and just focusing on the here and the now. As a person who is highly skilled at clinical hypnosis, I can tell you that most of the time when I would work with people and help them elicit a calm brain state, an alpha or lower brain state, which is more of a calm state of mind, it often means just paying attention to your breath, breathing in and out slowly, and just being in this moment. Because in this moment, everything's actually just fine. Right here, right now, you're not being chased by a mountain lion. Everything's fine. And so when you stay in this moment and you breathe deeply and you just remember everything's good right now, I'm fine, then you stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which releases the serotonin and the calming hormones to help us stay clear-minded. Very, very important. Third tip, super effective. When I talk about how we do anxiety, we're saying something to ourselves, usually quite negative, like, oh no, somebody's out there hijacking cars. What if someone takes my car? What would I do? How would I get out of the car? What if the kids are in the car? We've all been down that crazy train. It's okay to have a plan. It's okay to know how you're going to handle a crisis, but don't stay there. Don't stay there. So start to incorporate some positive affirmations into your life. One of the ones that I found effective for people was, for anxiety specifically, anxiety is a choice, and I'm choosing peace instead. Now, not everyone can say that and feel like that's 100% true for them, because like I said, there's chemical imbalances that occur in all of our bodies, and they cause us to have certain feelings. And some people are more prone than others, and some need to have that treated properly in order to manage it. But self-talk has been proven to ignite certain emotions in us. So it doesn't hurt to try to say, anxiety is a choice. Breathe deeply, exhale, and I choose peace instead. In this moment, I choose peace. I always say, in this moment, I choose to be at peace. All is well in this moment. All is well. And just let yourself feel it for one moment. One moment. Your action item for the week is to interrupt that trigger and start to breathe deeply. Give yourself some time to breathe and to remind yourself that in the moment, everything's fine. You know, if you just can spend 10 minutes a day with some nice deep breathing, just staying mindful and focusing on your breath, you actually, studies show a dramatic decrease in anxiety. Dramatic. It's only 10 minutes a day. Start with a minute, then add a minute. But just be in the moment. Even if you light a candle and just stare at it for a few minutes. I have a whole series of music in my car that I listen to. It's very relaxing. And it just instantly brings me to a good state of mind. You can train your brain to do this. And it's by repetition and conditioning. And so I hope you take the time to condition this. I hope you take the time to let us know how you're doing. Say hi to us at RochesterWorks. Come to the workshops. Connect with us on LinkedIn. I'd love to see you on social media. Share our videos. And I hope this series was helpful to you. We do have articles being written that are aligning with these talks so that we can reinforce it. I hope you have a beautiful day, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye.